We're back on. Here we go. So, I am now officially a member of the Jaguar Owners Club on Facebook. Yep, I am that guy. Post popped up a couple of days ago. Brian has cleaned his car. Looks nice, looks well. Put a picture up. First comment, you've clay barred that. I thought, what do you think a clay bar does? It's 2 and 3%. If you stand back, it doesn't affect the overall finish that much. Well, if I was wearing a hat, I'd eat it. I've just done a test square on the boot, and I'm not saying this is a Jaguar problem. This is a high mileage, lack of care problem. Square I've done is black. I've wiped the panel over. The rest of the car is grey. It is criminal. So if your car has done a lot of mileage, this is the video for you. Hunker down, enjoy yourself. We're going to be talking about Glir, and we're going to be talking about Lera. But I was born in Harold Wood, so we'll just call that one Glir and Lera. Glir means slippery, Lera means clay bar. Winning. Just get this out of the way, apologies. With a clay bar, you don't want to use all of it. It'd be wasteful. Tear off a corner, just a quarter, something like that, and then flatten it into a disc. The same sort of circumference as a can of Coke, or Diet Coke, whatever your preference. No judgments here. The reason for this, I'll explain later on. But you want it to be the same sort of circumference as a can of Coke, because that's around about the same width as your forefingers, which is all you're really going to need. One of the most important things with clay barring is do not be stingy with your lubricant, because we want to keep this moving and we want to keep the heat out of the paint, because that's where damage can occur. Load up the panel, load up the clay bar, straight lines. Never go round and round in circles, and it's going to sound like sandpaper. Listen. I'm actually quite ashamed of that. Cross hatching's great, because you know you've been everywhere, and then it will just get quieter. Beautiful. Now, I've hit this car with Huel as a fallout remover. I've then gone over it again with Tiara, the tire and glue remover. So we've probably removed 80 to 90%, but there is no getting around it. For perfectly smooth paint, you are going to need to hit it with a clay bar. But one lie that flies around in the detailing industry is that our clay bar won't mar your paint. It will. You are picking up contamination, it is bedding itself into the clay bar, and then you are dragging that all over the paintwork. So the way that we can reduce this as best we can, as I said, we flattened it off to a disc. The rear is always going to be clean. If you fold, that is brown, that is disgusting. If you fold that in on itself, flatten it off again, we're trapping the contamination in the middle of the clay bar. Flatten it off as best we can. We've always got a clean surface to work with. And then, if we ever get to a point where there is dirt coming through on the backside, that clay bar is written off, we throw it away, and we tear a new bit off. Easy, simple, but so helpful to reduce the amount of damage caused. Now, when I say damage, please don't worry. I'm not saying that we're going to write the paintwork off. It's easily corrected with hand polish, or even better, a machine polish. But it's just one of those myths that flies around that I wanted to just sort of expose, because it is frustrating when someone is outright lying to move a bit of product. What we're doing is very beneficial, but there is another process after it. You've got to polish and ideally put a coat of wax on there to stop those contaminants bedding into the paint again. Thank you for listening. Bit of a long one, bit of a geeky one actually. Anyway, you're beautiful. It's good to be back.